over 80 political parties. People are walking around with briefcases. And then when it comes to such serious matters, the parties that you have never known, sisi kwa sisi, wao kwa wao, yule kwa yule party, and they want to give the names, Madam Speaker. We must stop this, Madam Speaker. On the issue of ISPAC, Interreligious Council, I think it is very important, and I agree that it should have the face of Kenya, it should have gender parity, and I'm agreed that the current selection panel, Madam Speaker, should be given a chance. Because, Madam Speaker, if the current selection panel have not violated the law, the work that they have done, because they are using taxpayers' money, the current selection panel must be relooked at, Madam Speaker. On the issue of commission, I have seen it is 5, Madam Speaker, who will form a quorum. I have heard people saying Wafula Chebukati in the previous election was the only one making decisions. I don't believe so, Madam Speaker. I don't believe so, because us who are in Bomas, Wafula Chebukati, Madam Speaker, consulted with other commissioners. Cherargei 4 behaved in bad faith, Madam Speaker. You cannot leave your workstation and go somewhere else and issue a press conference and say, Chair, even as we have chaired the committee, I'm happy there is the chair of CPIC here, seated here. When the decisions of a committee are made, it is the chair who communicates, Madam Speaker. So I don't want to see people blaming Wafula Chebukati. What we have agreed, and I've seen people saying, if the chairperson, Madam Speaker, in this bill, they have said if the chairperson of IEBC is missing, then it does not stop the business of the committee, of the commission. If somebody had kidnapped Wafula Chebukati, and this law was here, Madam Speaker, and we saw even in some of the interviews, Madam Speaker, what would have happened?
Senator Cherargei, Senator Otsotsi would want to give you some information.
No information. Madam Speaker, no information. Please. My time is spent, Madam Speaker.
Continue, Senator.
If Wafula Chebukati had been kidnapped, where will be the Kenya now? We cannot allow this amendment from Azimio cannot fly through our faces. We must amend, Madam Speaker. If the chair is not there, the commission should not function. Finally, on technology, Madam Speaker, we must use technology up to the level we have confidence in it. But with the fact, Madam Speaker,
what is your point of order, Senator Otsotsi?
Madam Speaker, I rise on standing order number 105, statement of fact. Senator Cherargei has stated the Azimio amendment. When we know that this bill before us is a product of NADICO, that Azimio was just one of the parties. Is he in order?
Yes. Cherargei, the point of order is in respect on how that bill has been presented and who originated the bill. It originates from the work of NADCO. Do you want to respond to your assertion of the Azimio amendment?
No, Madam Speaker, I can respond to Senator Otsotsi in a funeral somewhere in Western in this coming weekend after
Senator Cherargei, we are not in a
deliberations.
funeral in that place that you're imagining. Respond on the floor of this House.
Okay, Madam Speaker, well guided. What I'm saying, Azimio was part of it, so it's still part of the NADCO report. It is just saying Kenya Kwanza, Senator Onyonga said in the morning. So I'm just saying a fact that it already exists in the Standing Order 105. But I can still replace that NADCO/Azimio proposal, because Kenyans are aware of the proposals that came from other factors. Madam Speaker, in conclusion on the aspect of technology, let us not overrate technology. I was in Brazil, Madam Speaker. Technology is always but we should be worried about hacking, Madam Speaker. And then number 2, how many places have network in this country? Like Lokitang, somewhere. Like in Namanga, Madam Speaker, is there a network? Like a place like Elwak, in Mandera, Marsabit, there, Madam Speaker, are there networks? So let us be realistic that it can possible to use technology across the nation in terms of election. We should say let us use hybrid, both manual and technology, Madam Speaker, so that we are fair. We don't want to, Madam Speaker, you know every Kenyan has a right to vote. It is a universal suffrage. But if you introduce obstacles like technology, we'll disfranchise many Kenyans not to vote, Madam Speaker. And therefore, on the use of technology, I'm proposing let us use an hybrid system. Where the technology applies, so be it. where the manual applies, so be it, Madam Speaker, so that we protect the integrity of elections, Madam Speaker. But I hope this will be the last amendment on election laws. We have amended, Madam Speaker, these election laws until it has lost value, Madam Speaker. We don't know even the origin of the first law in 2011, after the promulgation of Constitution of 2010. Madam Speaker, I will only support this amendment with an amendment. But as it is, I reject. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Cherargei. Honorable Senators, before we proceed on to the next senator to contribute to this debate, I have a communication to make. Having reviewed the results of the division